If it works, it works. And this is what works for me. It Cosmetics CC cream in medium neutral. Just put like a pump and a half straight on the brush, then spread the product out evenly, then blend it out. I'm really liking this lately. It has been so good during my perioral dermatitis flare-up. My chin usually flakes when I wear makeup during a flare-up, and it still flakes with this, but way later. This is a CC cream, but it has high coverage, so I personally like to have the option of having higher coverage. If you want less, you can just put on less of it or mix it with your moisturizer. Even though it's high coverage, it's really thin, and that's what I like about it. Rare Beauty bronzer stick in Always Sunny. I use this like every single time. It's my favorite. I probably should have got another one during the sale. They last forever. Like, I still have that much left, and that'll last me a while. Same brush to blend it out. Tapping and lifting the brush, don't drag it on your face because then you're just going to lose your placement. It blends it out so seamlessly and effortlessly. I always forget to place it here, but I do always put it there. I just find that it like ties this part to this part really nicely, and it doesn't look so disconnected. I'm gonna put a tiny bit on my nose. I don't contour my nose every day, but sometimes I'll just put a little bit like that. Rare Beauty liquid blush in the shade Virtue. I really like putting blush on before concealer because it helps make it more seamless once you blend it all out. Same brush again, and just tap and lift it around. I like to go right up to the under eye area because the orangey tone in here kind of serves as like a color corrector without being super strong. This is a great technique to use if you just want a little bit of added brightness under your eyes. This is just like a soft color corrector. Hourglass concealer in Sepia. I'm trying to use less concealer lately, so just a little bit there, some here, a little bit here. While I let that sit, I just want to mention that if you use a spot cleaner to clean your makeup brushes, I just had to clean this one because it was dirty and I want to use it. But if you use a spot cleaner like this or Cinema Secrets, make sure that all the spot cleaner is fully dry or removed from your brush, because if you go in to blend out your makeup with a brush that still has some of the spot cleaner in it, it'll separate your makeup and it'll just lift it right off. I'm gonna use the bigger brush to blend out the chin and forehead, and the House Labs concealer brush for the under eye. Every cream product that I'm blending on my face is tap, it's lift and tap. Never dragging the brush on your face because you really lose the placement and you disrupt where you laid all the product. To set my under eye, I'm using Peach Pie from Huda Beauty on a powder puff. Wherever you naturally have folds in your skin, whether it's right here or your smile lines like here, some people have more pronounced smile lines. Wherever you have those lines, your makeup will move and it'll gather. Using a powder puff and pressing the powder into your under eye is one of the best ways to prevent it, but it'll still happen. Grabbing a little bit of sugar cookie now and just placing it right beside the nose and the inner corner here, just for added brightness. I'm gonna use the Hourglass powder to set the rest of my face. I really like this powder because even though it's a setting powder, it still lets a lot of luminosity through in the skin. It doesn't completely mattify it. One Size Brow Kiki in Auburn just to lightly fill in any sparse areas. I'm going to brush this away from my under eye area with S Appeal from NARS on this fluffy brush. This one's from Sephora. It's number 79. Just going to add a bit of mid-tone color to the under eye area. It's so pretty. I got this blush because of Anahita. She said it's such a nice blush for the under eye mid-tone area, and she did not disappoint. It just looks so soft, diffused, not overly bright. The Rare Beauty blush in Love on top. I like using these as like a blush topper, so I'll put on a liquid first and then this on top. NARS eyeshadow primer. This is my favorite eyeshadow primer. I think it might be discontinued. I need to double check. If it's not, I need to get another one because this one's almost completely finished. Makeup by Mario Neutrals eyeshadow palette. Taking a fluffy blending brush. Any brush that looks like this will do the trick. This color right here. Tap off the excess always and just blend that right into the crease. I really like the tones in this eyeshadow palette, and if you want to have every kind of shade you would need to get your go-to looks done, this one and the original, you have it all. And grabbing a bit of this slightly darker shade and then concentrating that on the outer corner mostly. This is my go-to placement because I have hooded eyes. I don't really play around with my eyeshadow placement too much. I'll sometimes change up the colors, the tones, the intensity, but generally I feel like with hooded eyes, once you find your go-to look, If it works, it works. Going darker now with this shade right here on a pencil brush. This one is from Melt Cosmetics. I'm not sure if they still make it. Onto the lash line. Not going too far in. It's just to build depth there, just like that. Taking a little bit of a flatter brush. It's not fully flat, but it has a flat side to it. I'm gonna grab this color right here and press that into the inner part of the lid. Just on the area where I didn't put any eyeshadow before. It's really gonna help to open it up in the inner part. Really been liking this Hourglass gel liner. It's like a dark brown in the shade Voyeur. I'll do a little swatch here. It's just really rich, deep brown. I'll just do a light liner, as thin as possible. I will do tight lining on the inner part. See how that creates like a deeper line on the lash line, but it doesn't take away from the eyelid? Hooded eyes, that's the goal. I almost forgot I wanted to give this Haus Labs bronzer a try, so I'm gonna do that now. I like using a big fluffy brush for this too, and just like lightly brush it. Just add a bit here. Always the temple. The color is really nice. I'm glad I got this. I'm actually gonna take some on a fluffy brush and see how it works along the nose. Because if I do contour my nose, I like to connect it into the brow. Yeah, I like that. Just a tiny bit. I don't like it to be too strong. For lashes, I always do a half lash because again, with hooded eyes, I can't afford to give up much eyelid space. These ones are super affordable. They're like $10 for 10 pairs and they're linked in my storefront. I do place them a little bit inwards because if I place them to the outer corner, it gives me a droopy eye. See how I still get the lift in the outer corner, but it's not taking away from my eyelid? That just helps keep the eyes open and it doesn't look too heavy. Also, it's more comfortable. Rimmel lip liner in Cappuccino. Rare Beauty lipstick in Worthy. Done. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments.